So here we go with the second video of the Firemaple G3 Petrel pot. The first video was me showing how it is possible to use this pot with the BRS 3000 tiny stove with a little bit of adjustment on the stove. Now, I also like the idea of using this pot with a remote sort of gas stove. They're a little bit bulkier, that bit heavier, but lovely and stable. And I like a remote stove. Anyone who's not sure what a remote stove is, you'll see in a minute, but it's basically where you have the gas cartridge to the side with a gas pipe leading to the gas stove. So I've managed to squeeze a very cheap remote gas stove into the pot here, and it doesn't quite fit. You can see how that is there, but the one I've bought was a very cheap one, cost about £10. I'm sure if I did a bit of research, I could find a remote stove that packs up just that little bit smaller. So as you can see there, I have the 100 gram, there we go, the 100 gram gas cartridge inside, and down in the bottom here I have the remote stove. I'll move those back a little bit and open up the remote stove. Now this is a remote stove that has a sparker, which takes up a little bit of room, I suppose. And as I say, this is a very cheap one. I'm very much hoping I'll find one, ideally a Firemaple one. That would be lovely. So let's move those out the way. Let's just connect the gas to the remote stove. There we go. So the gas cartridge, I'm going to just move that out the way. Let's just whack it over there, right out of the way. There we have the stove. Now, as with all stoves that need to work with the petrol pot, the angle of the pan supports is 120 degrees in between each one, as is the base of the pot. And the idea is that fits on there, and that is so stable. Let's put the lid back on, and that is rock solid. Now one of the main reasons I was wanting to use the remote stove with the Firemaple pot, the petrol pot, is with the little BRS that I've got, it's not so good with the larger sort of frying pan type size pans, and I would like to take the petrol pot here for boiling up water, and I would also like to take a 9-inch, 10-inch frying pan for cooking up bacon, burgers, whatever. So the gas goes on there, and hopefully now you see that's the problem. It is a cheap stove. So I will try and light it up with the sparker. And again, that will fit on there. bit so we can hear ourselves. Not working quite as well as I would like. Maybe I've not got that quite as it should be. Okay, let's turn that off before I burn myself. Okay, I think I need to look into this a little bit more. I do believe a better quality, better fitment stove might work. Now, I think Firemaple do recommend one of their stoves. There you go. Just got to get the angle right of those pan supports. But yeah, ideally, I would like to be using a remote stove, petrol pot, and a Firemaple sort of frying pan. So I will be looking at the Firemaple website and seeing which ones would work. But you don't tend to see people using this pot with the remote type stoves. So it just goes to show it is possible, although I did cock it up a bit there, I know, but it is possible. You just got to get the right one, and maybe a cheap £10 one isn't the way to go. So I hope that was good for you. Remember, if you want to like the video, like it. If you want to subscribe, subscribe. If you don't want to, don't. It's not a big deal. Just enjoy the video. Cheers.